Okay, do we call this, I'd like to call Warren County Local Development Corporation Audit and Finance Committee meeting for October 21st,
Hey guys,
2019.
ladies and gentlemen, can we kind of keep the side conversations to a minimum, please? We can't hear. Okay, go ahead.
Committee members are present: Frank Thomas, Craig Leggett, and Matt Simpson. First order of business is to review and recommendation of the approval of the 2020 budget and the 20 to 23 budget and financial plan to the Board of Directors. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Ed Bartholomew and Jennifer Switzer.
I'll turn to Jen Switzer.
Sure. You have in front of you the 2020 draft budget as well as the 2020 to 2023 budget and financial plan. Just a few highlights for you. Some of the bigger items that I reviewed for you when I sent you the materials as well was one of the biggest items is the addition of the $50,000 in revenue or sources of revenue from the Warren County to Warren County LDC to assist with operations. There's been a decrease in the interest on the loans, and part of the reason that we're looking for that $50,000 is there is a significant decrease in the amount of interest from the loans. We had a couple of loans, pretty large loans that were paid off, as I mentioned, and then just the current loan portfolio. They're not really significantly high loans. We're accruing a lot of interest for it. And then down on the uses side, you'll see one of the things that I wanted to point out is under housing, that $17,313. Again, that's pretty fluid. That's not anything that we can predict from one year to the next, based on some of the needs that come through the county. That funding is used for whether it's rehab or whether it's emergency situations that come through. And lastly, the one other thing I wanted to point out for you is under professional services contract. What you have in there is, at the last meeting, we were talking about the $10,000 for the housing study. This body back on March 25th approved $10,000 of funding from Warren County LDC for the purposes of the housing, and that $10,000 is included in the professional services contract. So you're looking at a total sources of $73,800 and total uses of $73,800. The budget and financial plan basically gives you some of the same information, but what you're also looking at are projections based on 2021, 2022, and 2023. They are, I predicted, somewhat flat for those years. Again, the biggest increase that we saw in uses was the $10,000 for the housing fund. So that's been taken out of there, and certainly, as we all know, budgets are something that can be amended and adjusted throughout the year if you need to.
Are there any questions? And Jennifer, on that $50,000 contract, that's to take care of basically getting our loan money out there into hands of people.
Correct. It's getting the loan money out there as well as monitoring the current loans that the portfolio has, accepting payments, making sure that they're keeping up to date on insurances and those types of things that are part of their loan agreement, as well as the marketing of the loan portfolio.
I do have a question. Just under marketing, I'm just wondering why we would reduce it by $200. And is there something that dictates that, or?
No, we could certainly. I mean, again, I was just kind of looking at what we're doing this year, and based upon past history, again, it's certainly something that you can move money around. You can move some of the professional development, although I might leave that there for whoever my predecessor or my successor is. But certainly that's something that you could increase if you wanted to.
I just wouldn't want us to
to leave that short.
On our marketing.
Yep.
So I'm not sure.
You may have noticed that we have commenced some promotion with the Sun community newspapers in the last few weeks in the northern part of the county.
Good notice that.
And that is going to be continuing. It'll be an article.
I think one of the suggestions that came from our business review committee as far as marketing, and I think is one that won't take a lot of resources is. Oh, you can't hear me?
Sorry.
Is having some kind of a forum with the local CPAs, accounting firms, and lawyers, because a lot of times they're the first professionals to see and to help small startup businesses, or to help them expand. So getting this information into their hands, I don't think that's going to cost a lot of money to promote something like that. But again, we can certainly we can increase that if you want. That's what this is all about. Whether if you want to add, a couple $100 to that or another $1,000 to that, that's certainly something that you can do.
Yeah, some of that picked up through the Warren County contract anyway. How do you account for that?
So, well, actually what I would suggest is if you wanted to is just, the office expense. Again, I put money in there in case there's need for whoever my successor is, but you can always come back to this. Or you could have, if you wanted to add, $1,000, you could have a deficit budget for the $1,000, and there's enough cash flow for a small increase like that for it to sustain that.
So the state Republican Party is going to...
What's the committee's pleasure?
It's such a small amount of money, I'm okay with dealing with it down the road, out of something else.
Right.
Probably
I just question,
Why
$200.
that, yeah.
Yeah. Make the shoot bet.
Yeah.
No other questions?
A motion for recommendation for approval of the 2020 budget and the 2020 to 2023 budget and financial plan.
Who would like to make that motion? Supervisor Thomas, second by Supervisor Simpson. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries for the recommendation. Any other old business, new business to come before the group this time? Okay. Then we will adjourn the Audit and Finance Committee. By Supervisor Thomas, Supervisor Simpson on the second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Matt, did you have your hand up or not?
No, I just wanted to say something to Jennifer in the public setting there before this ended, so that, are we there yet? No. No. Thank you.
Great. Why don't we start our October 21st, 2019 regular meeting of the Warren County Local Development Corporation. First of all, can we get an approval of the minutes of our regular Board of Directors meeting of 9/30/2019? Supervisor Leggett, seconded by Supervisor Simpson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Review and approval of September financial statements. Jennifer?
Sure, starting with the balance sheet or statement of financial position. I've pointed out, as I usually do, the cash available to borrow is a little over $1 million. It's about $1,075,000 right now. We just talked about some of the marketing efforts, and hopefully those will pick up and continue. Under accounts payable, what you see there is the two drawdowns for the 2019 contract between Warren County LDC and EDC, so that's money that's owed to EDC. If you move on to the September 2019 profit and loss budget versus actual, the only item that I wanted to point out for you is the write-off of a small amount of money that's been hanging out there since we took over the loan fund, and it was trying to figure out who the loan belonged to, whether they were still around, and did find a letter back from 2011 where the business actually closed and the owners moved out of the country. So that $4,700 that you see there, again, trying to clean some things up as I move on, was something that I wanted to get done. And with the help of staff, found a letter and some information on that loan. Moving on to the profit and loss January through September. There's really nothing material in there. Needed to point out, again, just a couple of things that have happened throughout the year. One of them, the housing expenses that have occurred, and otherwise, it's just the service contract between the EDC and Warren County LDC.
Great, thank you very much. Can I get a motion to approve the September financial statements, please? Supervisor Simpson, seconded by Supervisor Leggett. All those in favor?
Aye.
Review and approval of the 220 budget. Jennifer?
You have a recommendation from the Audit and Finance Committee for the 2020 budget and the 2020-2023 budget and financial plan. I would look for a motion and approval of that.
Can I get a motion, please? Supervisor Simpson, second by Supervisor Leggett. All those in favor? Discussion? Travis?
Yeah, it would be nice if some of this material was available to the public beforehand to look at, or even now, in the meeting. I mean,
There were copies here. I have copies here if you'd like them. I have
What's
copies
on the
here.
website?
Well, supposedly it's not on the website. I really don't know if it is or not. I put a request in last week to the,
I was looking at it last night.
okay, well, so I don't know what to, I mean, I had requested, I hear that it couldn't be found, but I have not had a chance myself to go look. But
Hey, did you have anything else, Travis, or?
I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay, do we have a motion on the floor? I don't believe, we do. Motion and second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Review of loan portfolio, Ed.
There's nothing to report other than as I've indicated that we are undertaking a marketing campaign, and part one was some overall exposure in various publications in the county. And then secondly, I have spoken to a couple of banks to include their loan committees during this November, December. And then, as John has alluded to, upon a recommendation from the Business and Loan, we will have a couple of forums up county and one down in the Glens Falls, Queensbury area to highlight the loans. Again, under our loan portfolio, one or two things has to happen. The loan to LDC has to be submitted to a bank, and it has to be declined, and or that we provide gap financing to that individual, meaning that there is a loan in place with the bank, and that we insist for a variety of reasons why, due to banking regulations or whatever, they need a little bit of assistance. This happened most recently with our friends in Thurman, with our goat cheese, where that they received monies from Farmers Home, and that we needed to assist them in providing that gap financing in that particular case here. So, but that's an important two steps. And again, what happens is it goes to a business loan review committee, then they make a recommendation to the local development corporation.
Thank you very much, Ed. That being said, any older new business? Pat, did you want to say something, or?
Yes, I just wanted to say that, the microenterprise loan program was initiated with a funding request by the county to basically launch that particular program. So the planning department for a number of years ran the microenterprise loan program, and we were happy that the wisdom of the county and the LDC was to put it in the hands of EDC to manage it. So I can't thank Jennifer enough for being a good steward of that fund. I know it's both a challenging and a worthy endeavor. So I just want to say thank you as you exit here. I very much appreciate your efforts to do that program.
thank you.
Jennifer, is this your last?
This is my last meeting, and if I can, I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank a lot of the county staff, the county attorney, obviously the county planning department, but the county administrator's office, Christy and Sam and Amanda. Without all of them, certainly all of this can be put together and have the impact that we've had on the community as far as some of the small business, both up county and down in Glens Falls and Queensbury. So I've enjoyed working on this. It has been at times frustrating, but for the most part, it's definitely a worthwhile venture to keep moving along.
Well, I think on behalf of everyone in the room, we thank you for your efforts. I can't imagine, Ed, you're going to have some difficulty in the replacement mode.
We have started that
Great.
process through our
Great.
board, and we wish
Ed, thank you.
and all success at the Lawrenceburg Central School.
So Jennifer, we wish you the very best,
Thank you.
and congratulations on your new job. Supervisor Leggett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you well know, as you have said, Jennifer has provided quite a lot of background work on all of the loans and packages, and sitting in on some of the meetings on this. It's invaluable. Thank you for all your expertise and professionalism.
Very good. Thank you very much. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Good job.
Supervisor Simpson, seconded by Supervisor Thomas. Doug, did you have something?
Yeah, I just have one question.
Hey, Ed.
One loan, Jennifer, you said that you found out 8 years that guys in the country. What is that for?
The original loan, I am not sure what the original loan was. It may have been $50,000 to $60,000.
So we got short of 56.
No, $4,000.
$4,000.
$4,000.
And he skipped the country.
He didn't skip the country. It was something that they actually had filed bankruptcy. They made some significant payments before, as the business started to deteriorate, and they basically notified because they were leaving the country, because they had filed bankruptcy, they basically notified the county that their intent was they were moving out of the area.
Okay.
Well, they had filed, yeah, part of it is they had filed bankruptcy, and I think at that point the county said it's not worth, for $4,000, it's not worth trying, attorney's fees and whatnot.
So we are adjourned. Edna, we turn it over to Edna. We're only 15 minutes late, Edna, so story of my life.
Do you think Halloween or the day before